Okay, can we start?
Yes, Chair, go on ahead.
Okay, good afternoon. The meeting of the South San Francisco Traffic Safety Commission for Tuesday, September 13 at 5:42 p.m. will please come to order. May I have a roll call, please?
Sure thing. Chair Abarca,
Here.
Vice Chair Malfatti.
Here.
Sorry, excuse me. Commissioner Monzon,
Here.
Commissioner Ewan. Oh, did I miss? Commissioner Ewan is not on. Okay. Then Commissioner Carbone.
Here.
All right. All but one are accounted for, Chair. Can proceed. We have quorum.
Oh, okay. Are there any agenda review? Are there any changes to the order of the agenda?
Staff has no changes to the agenda this evening.
Okay. Any public comment?
Just double checking. As of 5 p.m. today, planning staff has not received any voicemails or emails about anything regarding the agenda this evening. And
Thank you. Approval of the regular meeting minutes from August 9, 2022. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
we have a
Second,
I'll second.
Jolene, okay.
Let's take a roll on that, Chair. To approve the meeting minutes, Chair Barca,
Yes,
Vice Chair Malfatti,
Yes.
Commissioner Monzon,
Yes.
Commissioner Ewan is absent, Commissioner Carbone.
Yes.
Right. Meeting minutes are approved, Chair.
thank you. Do I need to read the attachments? No.
No. They're just those
Okay.
for your use.
Now the TAC 2208 meetings. Can you tell us something about it, Chris?
Yes, we'll do. Hang on, just double checking. We don't have anyone in the waiting room. Yep. Nothing. Let me switch to that. Again, Traffic Safety Commission, good evening. We have Jeff Chow from our engineering division here to help us answer any questions on items reviewed by TAC, our meeting number 2208, which occurred on August 24th of last month. So let me go through the items, and if any commissioners want us to bring up anything specifically, let us know. So TAC 2208, we had 2208-1, which was a request for speed bumps on Briarwood Drive between Hazelwood and Wildwood Drive for traffic calming. 2208-2 was a request to revise the street sweeping schedule along Crestwood Drive due to lack of parking and posting and enforcement. 2208-3 request for speed cushions and or a multi-way stop at Radburn Drive and Roundtree Way. Let's see. Moving on, 2208-4, there was a request for stop signs on Southcliff Avenue and Newman Drive. 2208-5, there's a request to address parking issues, including adding stall markers and increased enforcement on South Linden Drive. And then 2208-6, which was a request for handicap parking or an ADA blue zone on 628 Railroad. There were other items discussed. Those were marked as TAC work orders or TAC-W0 or WO. Again, those are just noting in red all of the actions that have been completed so far in response to previous TAC requests from other meetings, or to give you a sense of what other work orders are going to be in progress next. Then lastly, TAC went over some other items like 2204-6, which is a request for speed cushions to address cut-through traffic near Francisco Drive from Spruce and Huntington and El Camino. Now, this and the next item, 208-C, are items that actually do not have any actions attached to them yet and are marked for additional study or additional something that staff will get additional information for a future TAC meeting. So there are no resolutions to this one. So 208-C on the 600 block of Spruce Avenue, complain about vehicles parked on sidewalk. And 2208-A, it's an ongoing item for public outreach to inform residents on traffic calming and safety items. And that's an ongoing research that staff is conducting. So with that, any specific items from the commission wants to take a closer look at?
I don't have a particular one, but I have a sort of more of a general question, if I could ask that.
Sure, yes, please.
About timing, and maybe the work order list may address that, but since I'm the new guy, when the TAC recommends an action, like speed bumps or something that needs some, commitment by the city, what happens? What's the process from that recommendation forward? I see there's a work order list here, but can you give me some idea what the steps that happen after the TAC recommendation and what it takes to get that action actually put in place? Like put the speed bump in, refresh the crosswalk, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Jeff, you want to take that
Yeah.
one? Okay.
Yeah, I could take this one, Chris. So yeah, once TAC approves a work order, depending on the type of work order it is, if our maintenance staff could handle it or not. Yeah, we usually send those work orders out pretty quickly, and then maybe they'll try to take care of it within a couple of weeks. So it depends on the nature of the work order. It may depend, like require a specialty or a sub to do the work, like installing thermoplastic striping and things like that. So that we could, if the timing is correct, we could tie into one of our city projects to have one of our contractors to do those work. So it's kind of, yeah. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, I'm just, because it's a safety request, that's why I was trying to follow up on how much time, about how much time, because it's isn't that different from a project that's on the CIP, for instance, that's already been approved and programmed for a future time frame, but the safety requests are kind of more, I would say, more urgent, I would assume.
Definitely, yeah, we definitely take the TAC request as timing as part of the consideration as well. So we try to do this as urgently as possible.
And then one more part of that, those are, excuse me, those are funded separately from the CIP list, I would assume, correct?
We do have a separate funding for miscellaneous traffic improvements, yes.
Good, okay, good, thank you.
May I comment, though, that what one person feels is a safety issue, and they want speed bumps, for example, because they saw one car speeding. I appreciate the fact that the city does do an investigation and really checks it out to substantiate their decision on whether to abide by the request or not to see a need for it. Because I have over the years have felt like there's so many requests from so many different people that we would have a speed bump on every street in the city and we said yes. So that's just my personal opinion. Thanks.
Any other items for that the commission wants to look at more closely?
Not from the tech report, but I have also just a general comment. May I?
Sure, yeah, please.
Yes, I got that, you know, I got the email from the C-Click, I think it was Sunday, about the resident that reported a traffic concern on 201 Cypress, the corner of Cypress and Grand Avenue. So I actually took the time to go over there and see it. And the conditions for the pedestrians, there is no room to walk because the construction that is happening is pushing the barriers to, you know, like more than half of the sidewalk. And then we have the trees. So there is literally no room for nobody. And that is on Grand Avenue. And if you look on Cypress, it's actually not even straight because they have a water tank. So we had this conversation before on the 400 Linden, 418 Linden, corner of Lux and Linden. And we made a comment that I tried to talk with this gentleman Galvan, but I guess he couldn't meet me or something, I guess is not available. But we're having this situation where the construction that is happening is actually not following the safety guidelines. And I would like to know how we can help as a body of traffic and safety to amplify these scenarios. Because if we have a handicap situation where they cannot go through it, and you know, we don't want to have a significant, we don't want to have a major accident and then address it. Why we're not doing like San Francisco, that if you are building something, you have the scaffolds, you start working from the for the second floor, and the first floor is for the pedestrians. And that way pedestrians don't have any problems. Why is not happening that, and how as a group we can help? I would like to extend the opinion for all the commissioners, because this is a true case. I invite you to drive by 201 Cypress.
So I think, again, the commission passing word or getting, you know, I think the commission writing a note through our construction at sff.net goes through Omar and then our construction coordination committee to raise the flag that this is an ongoing issue. Like, you know, I think that's one way you could amplify, you know, this concern. You are correct that you know, it's not something under purview of like Jeff and TAC to address, but it's actually Omar and the construction coordination, because they deal directly with the construction crews of 201 Cypress, right? So if at any point that they're not maintaining any kind of meaningful walkway, if they're blocking the sidewalk or a sidewalk that they're supposed to be keeping open, that's the appropriate platform for that. And so I think, like, with, you know, individually or as a commission, you could send an you know, a note through construction at sff.net and noting about these concerns. Then I think that would be one of the better ways to address this issue.
Can we invite Mr. Omar Galvan to our future meetings?
I don't believe that that's in his scope of work to attend like community, you know, like commissions and things like that. Yeah, because he's there, you know.
So what is his job then?
He's basically who the city, you know, lets him deal with the construction crews. That's why we, you know, and he takes his cues from construction coordination committee, which has like, you know, capital projects, public works, our city manager's office in that. So I think like getting the note out about this ongoing issue with construction through that platform is the best way to deal with it, rather than, you know, hey, Omar, come to this, you know, commission meeting and explain yourself. Because ultimately, it's not Omar that's at fault. It's the construction crews that are not providing enough, you know, right of way for pedestrians, right? So
Right.
there's an issue, then we need to get the word out through construction at SSF.net to get them to comply right away. You know.
Yeah. And I will, you know, extend the invitation that we should all have a walk in downtown. I will propose that. The weather is still good. We can walk and we can see and we can take notes, because, you know, here everything looks fine, right? We can talk about this paper all day, all night, but we gotta go to the site, and we gotta be impactful, because there is a lot of construction happening. The 100 and 200 block businesses are struggling a lot. The cars are frequently parked on the lanes, lane 3, lane 4 are just packed because there is nowhere to park, and the construction is happening. So we should be able to accommodate that. I extend the invitation why we don't meet there one of these meetings before it gets the rain.
Okay.
Can't stop that, Hermes. It's called no more construction, right, Chris?
I was told that what we're seeing right now is only 10% of what is coming.
Don't scare me.
Yeah, I hope not. Dave, can I suggest, what is your opinion? Can you chime in?
Yeah, I'm just thinking out loud here, trying to follow up on Chris's comment. Would it be appropriate for the chair to send a communication through the process as you suggested, Chris, for, you know, to speak on our behalf, to, as a chairperson, to, you know, bring up the issue and ask for it to be addressed?
Yeah, of course. Then, you know, that's
That's
why
a great idea.
it's this is why I encourage, like, individually as you know, commissioners, if there is a specific issue that you want to bring, that's why I ask you fill out a TAC form. That's why we have that community resources, because those are the appropriate, like, bodies to get the word out, because they're the ones that are directly looking at these things. So if the chair wants to send send this issue to construction coordination, then by all means, like, that you have a path to doing that. So it's all part of the public comment. So we encourage you to do so if you see something wrong. And because that's the other part, is that nobody thinks it's you may think it's an issue, but if we're not hearing, or, you know, if the appropriate staff is not hearing your concerns, then no one thinks it's an issue, right? So that's why you have these platforms to be more vocal about things that you'd like there to be solutions on.
Madam Chair, was that something that you would support?
Chair Barca?
Yes,
Chair?
sure. Yeah.
Yes, I will support that
Yeah, I
idea. Thank
support
you.
it for sure.
Yeah, I think it'd be appropriate, just because, to speak on behalf of the commission, I mean, I'm comfortable with that. I prefer to kind of we start with it that way, and then if there's more need to follow up, then we can discuss that further.
Right. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Other items that the commission wants to bring up? It doesn't seem like you want to talk anything about tax, so that's okay too. Like, we need to give Jeff something to do on top of the other things he has to do. So.
We can move on if that's okay.
You need more to do there, Jeff?
Any items from the commission? Any more items from the commission?
No, I have nothing.
I think I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, I'm fine, except I want to just ask staff. I mentioned a while ago, and you hit it in the meeting minutes about the Grand Airport intersection improvements. I just thought want to bring it up again for a future discussion or
Yep.
presentation or whatever.
Yes, Jeff and I will coordinate after this meeting, and we'll bring you, if Jeff is around for the next meeting in October. Gosh, we're in October. By the next one, we'd like
Yeah.
to add to the agenda just some project updates, including the ones that Commissioner Carbone had asked about on the other side of the airport tunnel, the 124 airport and the 40 airport projects. There are some components of traffic safety that are being proposed as part of the project to kind of help pedestrians or new residents in that area to help those along, and at the same time have another item for Jeff to kind of give us a update on the Grand Airport Streetscape project. So we'll coordinate and add that to the next meeting agenda.
Great, thank you. That's all I had.
All right.
We passed all the items from the commission.
Yep.
Okay, can I adjourn the meeting?
Yes, please.
Anybody have anything else?
No, thank
Okay.
you.
That the meeting is now adjourned at 6 o'clock, 3:03. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you at the concert.
Yeah.